Hey everyone, it's Will, GamerDad, with another video for you. So if you haven't already, make sure you reset your game and it should be an in-game update for the newest version 2.10.200, the one that is now for the ensemble for Daisy. And that being said, with today's update, you also have a few new banners to go for. So in tonight's episode of Should You Summon, we will cover the Fateful Encounter New Year's 2022 special, as well, of course, the Ally Encounter Daisy. Now, if you haven't already, make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. I also do have a Patreon account for those who want to support me this way. So this was hinted at yesterday with the update patch notes. However, if you didn't catch that, you can use 1,000 paid stones and get, on the 10th pull, a guarantee of one of the two following units, AS Tsubame and AS Shigiri. Now, if you don't know what they do, you can definitely check out my channel on my 5-star review videos. I do cover AS Tsubame as well as AS Shigiri. To summarize, AS Tsubame is an extremely useful and powerful Earth Blunt user, has a preemptive attack that can easily farm for 0 MP, has a dual debuff up to 35-35 int and power down, also has extreme damaging moves in AF. Not only that, Earth Blunt works very well with other synergies such as Blunt Teams, aka AS Miufa, and so on and so forth. Now in comparison, AS Shigiri is one of the newer Water Zone setters. I mean, we don't have AS Zaviro yet in Global. However, AS Shigiri is the newest of the 3 Water Zone setters we currently have in Global, and I would argue that he's probably the most offensive. When he VCs in, he sets Water Zone and also does an attack. He can do an attack that sets up for a second attack at the end of turn, and based on the number of moves done the previous turn, he'll boost in Water Zone all type attacks for all frontline members by up to 70% if you have done 7 moves. Obviously, without AF, 7 moves is difficult unless you have multiple Lunatic units that are crystal and can copy and double moves, but after the AF is where he really shines. He can get the attack at the end of turn, and he set up everyone for plus 70% attack, which can easily finish off most fights with an HP stopper. So in terms of the usefulness and versatility of both units, I mean, it really depends on what you need your team for. I would argue that if you're in the beginner stage or even early end game and you're still having trouble killing mobs or finding it difficult to navigate through dungeons, AS Tsubame is a godsend. The fact that you can boost her preemptive 0 farming MP by just putting other fist or blunt users on your team, she can carry your team easily into the early endgame, and even at late endgame, such as where I am at, she is very valuable to take down bosses, dual debuffing, and so on and so forth. AS Shigiri, again, offensively minded unit for Water Zone. Can't really say he's as versatile as AS Tsubame. However, he does have a place in offensively minded water / teams. And so if you have neither unit, especially even if you're near the end game, I would highly recommend spending 1,000 stones on this. You know, both units are probably winners, although I would tend to say that AS Tsubame would be the better of the two. That being said, if you don't have any Water Zone setters, AS Shigiri will be necessary for you to possibly enhance your Water Zone and do a lot more damage that way. However, if you want to go against the cons of this, Water Zone isn't necessary given that we have Water Pierce, that is AS Foreign, AS Hismina, the free units AS Sheila, and so on and so forth. In terms of AS Tsubame, you can argue that it's easy to farm once you're in the endgame and have any sort of Grasta. 1 or 2 AoEs from the rest of your team can probably wipe out most mobs. And in terms of dual debuff, you probably have some units that can do dual debuff as well. Not only that, but there are a lot of free Earth units out there. And so obviously, if you're talking purely necessary, no, neither unit is absolutely necessary. But I will say they will add a lot to your roster if you add either one. So highly rated banner in my opinion if you are missing both units. Now if you're only missing one, standard thing, you are doing a coin flip, and so if you really want the 50% chance of getting one, you can go ahead and flip it. keep in mind that most Faithfuls only have a 10% chance of hitting the featured unit on the 10th pull, and so, hey, 50% is better than 10% in that case. So that should hopefully clear things up for you, and regardless of which banners you are going to summon on tonight, I wish you all great luck. Hopefully you hit the right units that you're looking for. Hope you hit a bunch of golden doors, and may the gacha deities shine upon you. Now, in terms of Daisy, she does, of course, have 2 Faithfuls. Standard stuff, it will be 0.4% chance of the 4.5, 0.8% chance of the 5-star, 10% flat chance on the 10th pull, and of course features all the previous units up to date, Pitaka, AS Kikyo, and so forth. Unfortunately, standard stuff as well. No, no shortage of Rainbow Sisters bots, Knights, and 3.5s. And if you're wondering about the free banner, again, pretty standard stuff. We already know from seeing Japan's release that this is a split banner with AS Dunarith. And so, again, 0.4% chance for the 4.5 Daisy, 0.8 for the 5, and 0.8 for the AS Dunarith. And note that the 4.5 for the AS for Dunarith, as well as the 5-star normal, is not boosted. Like most free banners, Pizzica, which is a couple, I think almost 3 banners back, is available. However, the newest ones, such as ES Nagi and AS Kikyo, should not be on this banner. So in general, at least 2 banners before, you will not have them on the free banner. So for those who missed my video yesterday, Daisy is a very interesting unit. She is an Earth Blunt unit, obviously plays well with things like AS Tsubame, AS Miyunfa, Yifa, those kind of things, and she got some unique mechanics. She's unnaturally slow. Like, even as a 5-star max, she is among the slowest units in the game, and surprisingly, instead of having your unit become faster, which is what most of us try to do, she does best when she's ultra slow. I believe with certain setups, you can get her down to 8 speed. That is using the Giant's Badge, which is minus 100 speed from Battle Simulator, aka Boss Rush, as well as using an Indomitable weapon, which is minus 30 speed as well. And when you get her down to such a low speed, there is one of her signature moves that is basically damage increases based on the speed difference with the enemy. And when you are that low, and the enemies on average are at least 150 to 200, and some of the bosses are even higher, you're going to get the max damage of this signature move, which basically does, they say the modifier from multiplier is 3,240%, which is, I think, one of the highest I've seen in global. Super powerful. Also, by the way, increases type attack of all party members by 30% for one move. Now, keep in mind, this is going to be a slow move. It'll probably be among the least, like the last moves done in the battle in each round. Because if you are slower than the boss or the enemies will act first. You can also counter that, of course, with using Falcon's Blessing Grasta, which I believe gives you a preemptive attack for one move in the first turn. However, that's only on the first turn, and obviously on subsequent turns, if you're fighting bosses and you don't end it in one turn, then you're going to have to deal with the fact that you will have to take a hit in order to give a hit. That being said, she is very strong. She can obviously help you survive with power and int debuff 25-25, but again, most of her mechanics work around the fact that she and her party and your party around her is going to be extremely slow. And so, I guess my feelings of Daisy is mixed. Yes, you can do amongst some of the most powerful attacks in the game, and again, synergy-wise, Earth Blunt does extremely well, especially if you have some of the newer units out there. The fact you can kind of play around with it and get a one-shot kill of pretty much anything that won't survive Earth, yeah, she is going to be awesome in that sense. Oh, I forgot to mention she does break as well. You know, obviously double damage. Not as interesting since we have Pitaka as well as Melissa, but I'll throw that out there. But my overall sense of Daisy is that you really need to customize a team comp that can capitalize on having a slow team where you're taking hits first instead of giving them, because most of the time we want to deal damage and end the fight before the fight ends us or deals damage. So I can't really wrap my head around wanting a unit that you need to take a hit first. Again, I know that there are mechanics around that where you can probably work around, but in general, especially if you're newer to the game where you don't have every mechanic in the game, you don't have every unit in the game, and you probably don't have all the Grasta in the game either, I'm not sure how useful she will be. She's still very, very powerful, and she still is a good 5-star, but I would put her more of a luxury pull. I really do think that, like I mentioned with AS Tsubame, Earth is one of the most plentiful free units that we have in the game, and a lot of them are extremely powerful. I know we have Serene, which is a little bit older, but Velvet, Violet, those are still used all the time. Not to mention, if you're free-to-play, you'll probably have come across Chio as a 4-star or 3.5, and you'll eventually grind the codexes or treatises required to get AS Chio, I should say treatises, to a 5-star, which is another powerful Earth unit. Don't forget, you also have Earth Magic Crystal unit in AS Clark. And so, yeah, I wouldn't say this is a must-have banner. However, she is very interesting. Now, I won't spend too much time on AS Dunarith, except for the fact that he is the top wind magic DPS right now. I don't believe AS Vena can overshoot him. And so on certain Magic Zone team comps, AS Dunarith is invaluable in that he can supply the necessary magic damage for your wind DPS to help you win fights in Magic Zone. He also can speed up your team by 50%. He can do, he helps with your staff damage plus 50%. So almost like an improved version of normal style Garyu with Manifest. And he also can apply permanent poison, which can help set up poison grass setups, and he does more damage when doing that. So, yeah, very, very useful. I wouldn't say he's invaluable, but again, a very nice add to your roster if you don't have it. So, in conclusion, if you have neither unit and you have some stones, go right ahead. This is definitely an above average banner. If you have, say, Dunarith already and you're thinking about Daisy, keep in mind, odds-wise, you are going to need about 5,000 Chronos Stones for about a 50% chance of getting Daisy in any form. So, being that you only need one unit, it's not nearly as easy or as valuable in terms of the banner. But like I said, if you like her, and she is waifu material for many of you, go right ahead. She is still going to be powerful. If you can use her mechanics, it's going to be amazing. And I look forward to hearing your shouts of joy when you do hit it, and post on the comments below if you are summoning and what you got. As for myself, I am still undecided. I was tending towards no, only because I already have AS Dunarith. However, I might do a 1 or 2 10 pulls just to test my luck for the new year. Not really sure if and when I will do that, but if I do, I will be sure to share those results with you once I get a chance. After I upload this video, I'll start working on the new ensemble, and so being that it is already Thursday evening, my content will hopefully come out in the next couple of days, and we'll take it from there. Anyways, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.